From San Diego, how he was chosen on this Wednesday, July 28th.
From the team that stands for San Diego, Adrian Alberts, Jack White. This is 10 News Midday Edition.
Good morning. The turf meets the surf today at Del Mar. It is opening day at the track. Jack White is standing by live at the completely new facility. Good morning to you, Jack.
Good morning, Laura. And as you know, this is no usual opening day. It is very special. It is very different. I am standing out in the all-new paddock area of the Del Mar racetrack, and I must tell you, it is absolutely incredible what they have done here in just a matter of a few short months. Exactly a year ago at the closing of racing season, I was standing in this area and it was going to be bulldozed in the next couple of days. It was. The old turf club came down, and today this is all new. Now, a lot of people are probably going to say, what happened to the ivy and all of that? I promise you it will be back. It's just going to take a little time to finally get all of the new racetrack put into what we have come to expect here at Del Mar. Now, there is one lady I would like you to meet over here. She has been coming to the opening day at Del Mar for the past 35 years. I'd like you to meet how are you, Isabel? This is Isabel, and I'm going to try this last name. It is Paradosky. All right. Isabel, I know that you not only have been coming here for years, but one time you actually won the Pick Six.
I sure did. I came into to bet, and I put in a $2 ticket. I also had a $16 ticket that didn't do anything. And at the end of the day, my $2 ticket won, and I took it right down to a car dealer, and I said I want a new car, and he saw the check, and I bought me a $2 car.
All right. You are in a folding chair.
Right.
I took you a few minutes ago on a tour of the new turf club here.
Right.
And we walked through. We're going to roll a little videotape so that you can see what Isabel and I had a chance to see. Tell me what you thought of this new marvelous edifice here.
Beautiful, beautiful. If you want to come and see something real nice, come. I have been coming here for years, and it is changeable, but it is beautiful. It really is.
You've sort of accepted the changes
Yes.
as we walked along.
Yes. After I thought about it, I said, progress, you have to go with it.
One of the things, Isabel, we walked through the turf club up there, and it's a pretty posh, pretty exciting, pretty comfortable place.
Beautiful.
But you are the first person to bring a folding chair to Del Mar, and that's the only way you said you'd watch the races.
Right. When I first came here, many years ago with my husband who broke his leg, I asked if I could bring a folding chair because I was tired of him sitting and me standing. And the guard said yes, and I brought the folding chair, and everybody around me wanted to know where I rented the chair. I said I brought it from home. And after that, you've seen for yourself, all the chairs are out.
And you started that trend.
I started.
Somebody wanted to buy that chair from you that day.
Yes, they offered me $50 for it, and I said no. I know I was crazy, but I was tired. 9 races is a long day.
All right, Isabel, you've already got your racing form here. You are ready to go to work.
I am. I'm ready. I'm
and I
going.
wish you the best of luck on your 35th anniversary of opening day.
And I'm going to win the Pick Six.
All right. Who knows? Isabel may have a new car again this year. Now, all of this work around here that we've been watching didn't just happen overnight. Early this morning, there were grooms out on the back side. They were working horses, getting everything ready for this opening day. And I want you to know that everything is, in fact, ready for that official opening, which is going to take place at 11:30. But just before that, they are going to officially cut the ribbon that will open this new, luxurious, multi-million-dollar Del Mar racetrack. And we are going to bring that to you live. We are supposed to, I understand, even have the governor here for that event this morning. So we will be checking back in with you a little bit later. All I can tell you is everything is in readiness for the 1993 racing season, Laura.
Right. And Jack, I've got a couple of tips for you. I'll share them with you a little bit later on in the newscast.
Listen, I can use those.
All right. Thank you, Jack. In other news today, Desmond Payton, convicted of killing 3 people execution style, is sentenced in court this morning. A jury convicted the 17-year-old for shooting and killing a woman and 2 men at the Montgomery Field Holiday Inn over a year ago. Payton was tried as an adult. This morning he was sentenced to serve 3 consecutive life prison terms plus 5 years without the possibility of parole. A high-speed chase leaves 2 men in critical condition this morning. San Diego police tried to pull over the driver of this car after it was reported stolen during an overnight hijacking. A high-speed chase followed. The driver lost control and drove off this on-ramp near Home Avenue and 805. Both men are at Mercy Hospital. A police car was also damaged, not until later, though, after the pursuit ended. Crime in National City has residents so upset they're calling for the mayor's resignation. They've already started a recall effort to end George Waters' 19-year career as mayor. Group organizers say violent crime rates are rising while the police force is shrinking. Waters says he was forced to lay off the 11 National City police officers because of the city's budget cuts. Sheriff's investigators aren't calling it a mistake, they are calling it a hate crime. And a Santee homeowner agrees with investigators. She says it was done on purpose. The person responsible for installing this parquet flooring in the form of a Nazi swastika has some explaining to do. The homeowner doesn't want to be recognized except as Mrs. K. She says she is frightened and she's angry.
I was shocked, and then, like I said, I felt kind of violated, you know. I mean, it's like, I don't know how to explain it to you. I felt just like this is a violation. This is something hateful.
This is a hate crime. It's a crime against the victim's national origin, and so there's no doubt that it's a hate crime.
Deputies are still searching for whoever committed this crime. Accused child molester Dale Akiki is back in court today. Judge David Gill may reduce some of the charges made against Akiki. He's the man accused of sexually molesting and abusing 9 children when he volunteered at a local church. On Monday, Judge Gill dismissed 7 of the original 45 charges. 16 more charges may be reduced to misdemeanors. The decision could come as soon as today. A new abortion law will protect local doctors and residents from harassment at home. The City Council has just approved the new law. It comes after abortion protesters attacked several doctors who perform abortions. Protesters say the law prohibits freedom of speech. The anti-picketing law will soon apply to all opposition groups, including labor groups and civil rights activists. After seeing the devastated Midwest underwater, the Salvation Army in San Diego wants to help the victims. They've organized a drive to collect food, clothing, and first aid items. If you'd like to help, you can call the number you see on your screen right now. That's 239-8027, 239-8027. Organizers say they want to show San Diegans do care, even if the need is thousands of miles away. In world and national news on this Wednesday, the floods in the Midwest continue to top the headlines. In Alton, Illinois, the water system is contaminated, and that has led to all sorts of problems. Getting fresh water to drink, wash, and cook is difficult, and there's concern about all the levees in the Midwest. Some experts say they are so weakened they may need to replace all of them, even the ones that held against the flooding. A flood brings out the worst in nature and perhaps the best in man. In St. Charles County, the 2 are in evidence. There are lots of volunteers, sandbaggers, and lots of people to help the volunteers. That's including a fish fry to feed the workers, residents, and volunteers. Where there is water, though, there are bugs. In the Midwest, there is a lot of water, and along with the floods, residents are now having to battle mosquitoes. It's the latest plague to hit the Midwest. In Italy, Pope John Paul visited the scene of a car bombing in Rome today. The site was the church that the Pope uses in his capacity as the Bishop of Rome. The blast damaged 2 churches. Also destroyed was the portico of the 6th century church of San Giorgio. All right, we're going to get back to Jack. He's going to tell us about all the new and improved facilities there at the Del Mar racetrack on this opening day of the 54th season of Del Mar. Also, Steve Crowley, our money advisor, looks at junk bonds and a most unusual and new attraction in Sweden.
Do your cabinets look worn out or dirty? You need kitchen tune-up. Our unique process includes deep cleaning, wood restoration, grain enhancement, and countertop polishing. You'll save thousands of dollars compared to refinishing or replacement, and your kitchen will look like new in less than 1 day. Kitchen Tune-Up also restores paneling, wood furniture, and more. Call today for a free demonstration.
Affordable prices for a change that you love. Tune up your kitchen with Kitchen Tune-Up.
Home is where the heart is. Home is where we're comfortable, cared for, and safe. And as we mature, our lifestyles evolve. That can mean a new home to meet our changing needs. Healthcare Group is San Diego's largest senior care provider. That's important because no matter where you live in San Diego County today, we have a new home waiting for you nearby tomorrow. Call us for a free tour. Healthcare Group, 1-800-748-HOME.
I love being a court reporter.
I chose court reporting because I like the flexibility of the work field, and of course the money helps.
Most court reporters can expect to make between $30,000 to $50,000.
I can travel nationally or internationally, which is wonderful.
We have spent some time in the courts, and it's really neat to see, you look at yourself and see yourself sitting in that chair.
Take the next step. Call 1-800-734-GOAL.
Inside Edition investigates whether this mayor is abusing his power.
In Money Matters on this Wednesday, Steve Crowley, our money advisor, gives us a look at junk bonds. Have they shaken off the curse of the 80s?
Most investors love income mutual funds. Because they have a stated yield, they seem less risky than common stock funds. So much more money is sitting in income funds than stock funds. Yields on taxable bond income funds are higher than banks pay, but still not that exciting. The range today is mostly in the 4 to 6% range for quality bond funds, the rates banks paid a few years back. High yield funds, however, promise yields mostly in the 6 to 9% plus range, so our money can double faster. Of course, there is more risk. These pay higher yields because the bonds have lower ratings, often BBB or lower in the mix, so fears of default loom. However, 2 points fall in our favor with most so-called junk bond mutual funds. First, we have diversification. Our risk is spread over usually 25 or more bonds. If 1 or 2 do default, they all haven't. Second, we have professional management. Presumably, the fund manager has invested in bonds that he or she believes are the classier, safer junk. Here are my 5 high-yield junk bond picks based on research from the Mutual Fund Buyer's Guide and the Morningstar Mutual Fund Value Service. All funds are rated 3 or 4 stars by both services, except the last one, which gets 1 4-star rating. Putnam Income A has a 6.6% yield now, 10-year annual average return of 11.29% with a 5% sales charge and a low $500 minimum. Nicholas Income, currently paying 7.9%, has a 5-year average annual return of 10.28%, only $500 to start, no load. Oppenheimer High Yield, now yielding 9.3% with a 5-year average annual return of 10.29%, $1,000 to start, 5% sales load. Phoenix High Yield yields 7.7%, 5-year average annual return of 10.77%, only $500 to start, but a 5% sales load. AIM High Yield C has a 9.7% yield, 5-year annual average return of 12.65%. $500 will open an account with a 5% sales load. So please take note, there are no 5-star high-yield funds here. 4 is the top rating, and most of these have a sales charge up front. Investigate before you invest and understand the risks. And for more information about mutual funds and the STAR system, please send your self-addressed stamped envelope to me here at the station and mention mailbag number 132. We have that address for you on the 10 News Midday Edition hotline. That number is 237-NEED. I'm Steve Crowley for the 10 News Midday Edition.
While we're on the topic of money, let's go back to Jack White at the Del Mar Racetrack for the inside story on picking a winner. Jack?
Well, I wish I could have all the tips for you. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment or two. But the inside story right now is what is being billed as the media opportunity of the day. In just a matter of moments, they are going to officially cut the ribbon over my shoulder to open the new grandstand, the new turf club here at the Del Mar Racetrack. What has happened is the governor arrived a few moments ago, and was so impressed by what he saw that Joe Harper, who is president of the Turf Club, decided to take the governor on a little tour. Now, normally they were supposed to be here with a sharp pair of scissors and reenact what happened here 50-some years ago with Bing Crosby and Pat O'Brien and a group of people. But right now, the governor and all of the dignitaries, the board of directors, are touring the new Turf Club. They're going to be down hopefully in just a moment or two, because we have an anxious crowd out here in front who want to get inside to get into the racing itself. We do have a little videotape of what it all looked like with Bing Crosby cutting the ribbon when all of this opened back in 1937.
Where the turf meets the dessert, down at old Del Mar. Take a plane, take a train, take a car. There's a smile on every face, and the winner in gray, where the turf meets the turf at Del Mar.
I can assure you that Bing will sing that song again today at the opening and the close of the racing day. In the meantime, we are going to I guess we are about ready to begin the ribbon-cutting ceremonies. As a matter of fact, I have been told that the governor is going to be making his way down here. Let's just kind of swing around, Brad, and give our viewers an idea of the people who are lined up in front of the ticket windows here, waiting to come in. Officially, 11:30 is the opening time, and many of these people have been here literally through the rather heavy rain this morning and the drizzle, so that they could have a look at what has changed up here. Also, to be first in line so that they can get inside. Well, now, over my shoulder, the governor is making his way down here. You perhaps can see him right back over here. He is talking to another former San Diego mayor, Roger Hedgecock. Standing with him is Jan Anton, who has been a big worker in the Republican Party, as well as a former director of the 22nd District Agricultural Association. And he is joined by Joe Harper as they make their way now over toward the ribbon cutting area. County Supervisor, a number of dignitaries here. I think everyone is just waiting for a cue to start. And if you just joined us, you are about to see the official ribbon cutting for the opening of the new Turf Club here at Del Mar. Joe Harper now making his way to the microphone.
Keep moving back. Behind the barricade.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to welcome all of you out there on the other side of these turnstiles. This is something we've all waited for long and hard, and I know you guys have waited for it. I want to thank you guys, especially those of you who are out early to come through the gates. Thank you for all the years of patience with this old grandstand and not enough seats and too many termites, and sometimes the water doesn't work and a lot of other things. Hopefully everything's going to work great today. We've got a $80 million grandstand that was built for you. You built it, your money being bet here built it, not the taxpayers' money, and I'll tell you that's really something we're all proud of. At this time I'd like to introduce to you a man who you'll all recognize, who is going to benefit greatly from this racetrack and your hard handicapping efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, the governor of the state of California, Mr. Pete Wilson.
Governor Pete Wilson now.
We work our way down to take the first ticket. Come on down, sure. The first ticket, the first lady through the turnstiles is a lady that was here in 1937 at the opening day, and Bing Crosby was here to take her ticket then. And I'd like to welcome Mrs. Clara Weisenhofer to the racetrack. She's never missed an opening day, and she's here again.
Clara Weisenhofer, who was here when Bing Crosby opened the racetrack. Governor Wilson now taking the ticket from her, shaking her hand, wishing her well.
Is one of the better handicappers at the racetrack. we'll all ask her who she likes today.
A true racing fan, apparently a very good handicapper. And now, the moment is at hand. Joe Harper is getting the governor into position with a giant pair of scissors as they are about to cut the ribbon officially, opening the racetrack.
We'll now cut the ribbon. And in just a couple of minutes after that, we'll open the turnstile.
The gentleman helping the governor cut the ribbon was Alan Royster. He is president of the 22nd District Agricultural Association.
As soon as we can clear out and get ready for you.
All right, and you heard it there. You have now seen the symbolic cutting of the ribbon. The official, this now makes it official. The new turf club is open. All the photographers moving in for the obligatory pictures to be taken. And what we are now waiting for is the official signal so that the gates can open and that the ticket holders can now make their way in, and the official opening day of races at Del Mar. And as usual, it is very exciting here, Laura.
I want to know, Jack, do you see any good hats there today?
Right now, I see more umbrellas than I see hats.
I was afraid of that. All right, we'll get back to you. Coming up next on the 10 News Midday Edition, the best and worst bosses in the United States from the corporate coach. That's live on segment 3.
Go, go, go! It's fitness time! Well, everybody knows it's family fitness time!
Pay as you go, stop when you want. Only $15 a month. Membership good at all clubs, full hours, 7 days a week. Call 1-800-300-7000.
Everybody knows it's family fitness time!
I'm Vonda Kirby. If you're injured and it wasn't your fault, you need an attorney to protect your interests. Call me today at 6969111.
That had always been the promise of Medicare, a promise made many years ago at a time when the promise of affordable health care seemed obtainable. Thank you. I'm frequently asked to speak on health issues, and the question I'm often asked is, where can seniors turn for affordable health care? The answer is in this booklet called Facts You Should Know About Medicare. It tells you how you can get low-cost prescriptions, physical exams, hospitalization, and more with no additional premiums beyond your monthly Medicare payments. The booklet's published by FHP, one of the oldest, most respected HMOs. Read it, and you'll see there's an organization that's kept the promise of affordable senior health care.
For your complimentary copy of Facts You Should Know About Medicare, call 1-800-556-9933.
Futons Etc., the Futon Superstore on Miramar Road, San Diego County's #1 futon dealer. Futons Etc., offering friendly expert service and the largest selection of quality hardwood frames and futon sofas. Comfortable bedroom sets and beanbags in a variety of colors. Hurry in for special savings on all in-stock American-made hardwood frames with futons starting at just $2.99. Ask about our 90-day same-as-cash financing. Futons Etc., San Diego's #1 futon dealer, next to Silo on Miramar Road.
The best and worst boss in America. A finalist is from San Diego. Today on segment 3, the results of the corporate coaches contest. Joining us live is that corporate coach, James Miller, author of The Corporate Coach. Good morning to you. I'll call you Jim. Who was the San Diego finalist and how did he or she rate? And was this for the best boss or the worst boss?
For the worst boss, Laura, was a first runner-up. And it was a woman who submitted an entry on her boss. I get a kick out of it. She said, my boss was not only a screamer, a yeller, but imitated Tarzan. I mean, wasn't trying to imitate Tarzan, but screams would come out like Tarzan out of the office. It was a woman boss. I don't mean to be a chauvinist. They had 120% turnover. One day, the roof caved in the office, and she made this employee who submitted the entry move to the area right underneath where the roof caved in, where all the mess was over the desk, and had her move from a good location into that location. And that's just one of many things on there. That was a first runner-up, and it was from the San Diego area, Laura.
Oh, can you name names?
Oh, the lady. Well,
maybe we better not.
Not just as soon, not at this
Okay.
stage.
Well, now what about Best Boss though?
The best boss was a fellow by the name of John Martin from an area right outside of Maryland, and John has a way of empowering people. What he did and what I liked, it's almost like he read the corporate coach book, which he hadn't, by the way, Laura, at the time we picked the winner. But he empowered people. He would say, okay, here's where you are today. Where do you want to be 52 weeks from here? How can I help you reach this goal? And worked with these people. Had a way of disciplining them, but not in front of people. But I think one of the keys, a lot of the best bosses bought in coffee, donuts, and all, and John was one of them. But in July, now in Maryland last year.
All right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We have got to get back to the Del Mar racetrack. The book is The Corporate Coach. James Miller, thank you very much. All right. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones average is down 12 points at 3,553. And right now, let's go back to Jack White at the Del Mar racetrack. Opening day, Jack.
Stock is high here at Del Mar right now. They are just anticipating the official opening of the gates and allowing people to come in here. A large crowd gathered out here now. Moments ago, you saw and heard the governor cut the ribbon. Over here, some people who, with good behavior, are probably going to get out in the next 30 seconds or so. In fact, some folks are just now beginning to come in. One of the first through. Are you all excited about this?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was here ahead of time so I could see all the excitement.
All right. Well, you're here and you're on your way in.
But he told me, are you a senior? Are you sure? And I said, well, if I show you my gray hair, will he look any better? I never have dyed it.
Well, that's good. We're letting some senior citizens in here right now. Okay. They're buying tickets and making their way in. Okay. And here they come. We can officially see them coming through here now. Brad, here our crowds are officially coming through, and as usual, they're coming through with folding chairs, with ice chests, with picnics, because many of them are going to be doing just exactly that. Parked out in front, having a good time, watching the races. So
All
it's
right.
open and it's going here, Laura.
All right, Jack, thank you so much. A brand new look for the facility, and we'll see more of that at 5, I imagine, right?
You will indeed.
Okay, thank you. That's it for this edition of Midday News. Do join us at 5.
These guys just don't get it. Who will naval reservists to fly out of Miramar Naval Air Station?
A KGTV editorial.
They just don't get it. First, there was the Tailhook Scandal, where 83 women were sexually assaulted at a 1991 convention. Then last year, 5 officers were relieved of their commands and 16 others were reprimanded because of bawdy signs and lewd skits at the Officers Club.
Low clouds to hang around a little bit longer than usual for the next couple of days. We can also expect slightly cooler afternoon temperatures. At the beaches, a high today of about 72. Inland valleys will warm up to 83. We are looking out toward Point Loma. You can see the haze still lingering out there. We will have sunny conditions this afternoon. Last night's overnight low at Lindbergh Field was a mild 66 degrees. It's going to be a nice day no matter what.
Well, I wish you would hand me that book right now,
Yes.
Dine Out and Lose Weight, because are we going to have to fight over this?
I'll tell you, this is if this works, this is the best thing that could have come along for me.
He said I'll be as sexy as a French woman? I don't know.
That's a look at our news. You have a good afternoon.